Well, on Monday, a new chapter begins at Nine News Queensland. After 17 years at the desk, Melissa Downs will be joined by a new co-presenter, Joel Dry. He's replacing the legendary Andrew Lofthouse. It's a big change for Queensland's #1 news service. So to find out what we can expect, Melissa and Joel, welcome to McKnight Tonight.
Hello, Rob.
Thanks for having us, Rob.
You didn't get the message. It's Tipsy Thursday and you don't have your wine.
Well, that you can see anyway. We don't like to put that there, but as you well know, there's a couple of tables underneath here that carry all things for emergency situations, and a little nip of whiskey maybe hiding.
Bit of Dutch courage on Monday, Joel?
Well, I'm hoping not to rely on it, but I'm sure there'll be a couple of nerves in the last few minutes as the opener rolls. But I will go without, at least for Monday.
But you know what? I always say live TV, you've always got to have a little bit of a sense of anticipation because you never know what can happen. So you have to be on, you have to be, ready. And that's actually part of the fun of live TV is getting that little bit of an adrenaline. A little bit of an
I would like
motion.
everything on Monday to go smoothly, but yes, when those little gremlins find their way into the system, that's the, as you know, Rob, that's what people sometimes like to see, perverse pleasure in seeing things go wrong. But if we could just keep it all smooth sailing for Monday, that would be great.
Yeah, indeed. Well, live TV things can go wrong, but Joel, Nine News Queensland, it's a dominant #1, and you're replacing the legendary Andrew Lofthouse, so there is no pressure on you, is there?
Well, I'm not feeling any pressure, Rob, at all. We don't talk about ratings. I've been told reliably that things are going quite well, but I'm confident that just sliding in next to Melissa will see me pretty straight. So, look, following in the footsteps of Lofty is a huge task. He has been such a legend of the newsroom, of the Queensland mediascape, and just such a great bloke. And so I've been chatting to a few people, and I'm not going to try to emulate his reading. We all need to sort of craft our own sort of niche and tone and style. But if I can emulate anything, it's Lofty's presence and just work in the newsroom. The fact that he was always so generous to me and to all the other journalists there. So that's what I'm trying to follow in his footsteps, to be as good a bloke as Lofty. And if I can get anywhere near his reading, then that'll be a win also.
Well, that's a very good point. Melissa, you've been reading solo for some time now. How have rehearsals been going this week with Joel sitting beside you?
Really good. They've actually been very comfortable as I could have hoped, and to have that kind of rapport. I feel like we've had these promo shoots and some media interviews and all of that, and it all is part of getting to know each other. I mean, we've known each other for years, so it's not that we don't know each other, but in this specific environment.
And you're looking pretty good there in those pictures together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A
lot of people to get it to that stage.
Yes,
at least
exactly.
For me,
There's the whole team lighting. But, I often say it's a bit like getting a new dancing partner. You have to learn not to step on each other's toes, or when one is going to step in and step back. And
tango,
salsa, waltz, we'll see. It depends what the bulletin is. But there's I feel like there is a natural comfortableness already. And then there's another part of it that just comes with doing it. And that's what Monday and beyond will bring.
And I think naturally a lot of people were interested to see how you look together, how you gel together. And I hadn't seen Melissa. We've been chatting while I've been overseas, but I hadn't seen her until we did that first promo shoot where you saw that photo. And we were just chatting away. We've got a lot of stuff to catch up on, talking family, kids, babysitting, cooking, all of that sort of stuff. So much so that there was a lot of people involved in that promo and a lot of stuff going on. And occasionally they were like,
stop talking.
No talking, enough chat. Let's
do
focus.
The thing.
Well, it's important when they bring people from Sydney to do the promos and in conjunction with the local people. But I have heard, my spies have told me that the newsroom has been impressed with your rehearsals together. How's it been going for you, Joel? Are you happy with how you're fitting in?
I think so. What I would tell people is what I was most interested to see how it would go is the mechanics of a bulletin. I've read, plenty of bulletins, both here in 9 and at 7, mostly single reader. So for me, it was about, dealing with the different cameras, the different turns, where you got to go. So the actual reading part, the tone and the getting the words right, I'm confident that I'll be able to get there eventually. But it was more so just getting my head around Melissa's camera, my camera, how we operate. So that's been, a process, but I think each one we've been doing, I'm feeling more and more confident,
Yes.
and the feedback has been good. The boss seems happy.
Yep.
They keep inviting me back each day. So,
and it's true. I mean, your spy is right, but the general consensus in the newsroom is it's an exciting feeling. I mean, it is a regeneration of the newsroom or the news, and everyone in the newsroom, we're all in it together. So it's important to them that we get it right. And so there is definitely a feeling of this is exciting. It's looking, it feels good. It's looking good. And it's just getting on with it now.
Yeah. Well, Joel, this is a big shift for your family. Your wife, Jess Millwood, who I was the executive producer of when she was filling in for Sophie Formica at 4BC, great person, but she's still in London serving as Nine's European correspondent. You've brought your young son home to Queensland. How is that all going?
Not yet, Rob. You'll get me sad, teary.
No.
Not yet. So he's still there. My mother-in-law very generously offered to travel over to London because of Jess's role as Europe correspondent, which she's been doing such an incredible job at. It is the type of job, there's phone calls in the middle of the night, you're off anywhere, in Europe or the Middle East. So she has to have someone there that can help with her son. He's very independent.
So sorry, I thought he was coming back with you.
Don't always believe everything you read, Rob. It's he's still in London for now, but is returning in a few weeks. So my mother-in-law brings him back. So
gotcha.
It's a difficult time difficult time for the family. But it's one we both committed to. We sat down and had a real hard chat about, can we make this work? Is it something that we want to make work? And I've been really conscious of not cutting Jess's time over there short. At least keep that to as short as possible. The time that she's going to be, it's a 2-year posting. It will be cut short by a little while, but. So to be able to juggle and with family support and, both of us on board, it's her dream job. She's been doing so well at it. I want to let her continue to thrive over there for as long as possible. Selfishly, we would like to be together all the time, but, we're both career people. And the fact that we can both support each other in careers and dream jobs, I think it speaks volumes of our little tight-knit family group. Not that everyone wants to hear about our little family, but no, I'm very proud of her. And
it's part of who you are, mate. It is important.
Yeah. So for now, I'm batching. I would like a little bit more help unpacking the house, but it's just me.
I said no to that.
Well, come on, Melissa. I know you used to pick out Lofty's tie. Surely you can help Joel move in.
We've already had the conversation about how the suit and the tie combo works. So, how we... Because after 17 years, I have a routine. Yes. I've got a routine. Joel's happy to fit in with that.
Well, that's good. And Joel, has it been determined what Jess will do when she gets back?
No. I chatted to her about this the other day. She is so laser focused on the job that she has at the moment. That's always been the case. So she doesn't want to think too much about what she does when she comes back. It will be in this building, in some form. I suspect she'll just come back to doing the job that she was doing so well beforehand. She's got so much more experience now. She will be, probably, if not one of the most experienced journos in the room. I know Brendan Hockings, the news director here, is itching to get that experience back amongst the fold. So she did, when I took this job, I think her words was something like, that newsroom's not big enough for the both of us, but she's had a bit of time to think about that. She's now, we did meet in the newsroom, so that worked out well. It will be an interesting dynamic to go back to working together, but no, she'll be here somewhere, and just whatever she does, she'll keep doing an incredible job.
Fantastic. Melissa, will there be any changes to the bulletin with the arrival of Joel? As I said, Nine News is number one, so it's just about enhancing the bulletin, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's enhancing, and I think it's that thing of newsrooms always go through these regenerations or renewals, and this is just part of that. And in a way, I feel like Joel is bringing Joel in at almost, well, not future proofing, but it's a long-term decision that Joel coming in now, and he'll be here for a long time,
as long as they'll have me.
As long as they'll have you. So I think that in that way, I think it's great. He's obviously experienced, but he brings that youth and vitality and keenness that is so important in a newsroom, and that hunger to chase and follow stories and get the best perspective on stories that we can. And newsrooms need that. And so that's, I'm excited that Joel's bringing that.
And there's a couple of mechanical things that viewers won't really realise, but when you change up a team, it gives you an opportunity just to rejig things, little change of side you sit on and different camera movements and all those little things that really won't be noticeable to viewers, but it just gives us a chance to change things. Obviously it was going great beforehand, doesn't need to change, but just when you get this opportunity to do it, you can just tweak a few things and freshen it up.
Yeah, and the thing we've talked about, which is why for us, we both feel it's so important to have the two readers, is that when there are two of you, it means that when the situation requires, one of you can go out into the field and cover the story much more easily than when it's me. So single reader. So earlier in the year when we had Cyclone Alfred, I had to go out and I think I did 4 bulletins, the whole bulletin out on location. Whereas if you have two, you have the one in the studio, there was one out in the field, you cross to them, they cover everything that's going on there, and then the one in studio, finishes off the rest of the day's news, which is a much easier process. And both of us coming from, being a journalist, we love getting out in the field. So you want to be able to do that. So having two means that you can do that. And also being out and talking to people is how you stay connected to the community and the people that you're talking to every night. And it means that you read the news differently because you know who you're talking to, you know who's watching, and it really helps build that connection and that trust that you have with your viewers.
And there's a lot that goes into it. There's often a misconception that readers walk in the door at 5:30, sit in the chair and read the 6 p.m. bulletin.
To be honest, they did used to do that.
Maybe they did. That does not happen anymore.
There's a few differences from the old days to now. But there's so many parts of the day that Melissa has been carrying solo for a long time. So physically reading the bulletin from 6 to 7 is one thing, but all the other elements that happen during the day that she has had to do exclusively herself. So I'm here to help, here if you need, in the netball parlance. And just to be able to help shoulder that load, it means that we can, as a team, spend a bit more time focusing in on the bulletin so that we can deliver the best one for Queenslanders.
Well, fantastic. Joel Dry, he will be joining Melissa Downs as the new co-host of Nine News Queensland on Monday night. Guys, it is Tipsy Thursday, so cheers to you. And
cheers. A bit of water. Here we go.
Is that vodka?
Cheers, Rob.
Yeah, we'll say it is. Melissa and Joel?
It's yesterday's water.
Anyway, cheers. Thanks for joining us on McKnight tonight, and good luck. Break a leg.
Good on you. Thank you.
Bye.
Fun, insightful interviews from a washed-up producer with nothing to lose. Night tonight, McKnight tonight, McKnight tonight. It's good night from McKnight tonight.